Lynn, and I'm back with another quick recipe for you. This one is super easy, this one is super fall, this one is super healthy, and you love it or you hate it. I have never seen soup elicit such an emotional response from people. I'm talking about good old classic Ukrainian borscht. Either you love it or you hate it. There's no in between. I don't get it. I grew up on this stuff. I think it's fantastically delicious. So this is my family's version. And while I don't actually boil beef bones, which is what you're supposed to do, my grandma would boil the beef bones after she made a roast and make a delicious beef broth. And you can do that in your crock pot overnight, actually. Throw them in there, put in about 6 cups of water, cook them overnight. You can put a little onion in for flavoring, but it's mainly the beefy flavor that you're looking for. Or if you're like me and you didn't have a roast beef last night and you still want to use up the stuff in your garden, just use whatever beef broth you like. So I harvested everything from my garden. It's the middle of September and I'm lucky enough that I did several plantings throughout the year. So you can see here that I have fairly unseasonal, yeah, that's about right, green and yellow beans. And it is past the middle of September now. I do a couple of plantings throughout the gardening season to ensure that if we happen to have a nice fall, touch wood, I don't know, there's not wood anywhere to touch. If we happen to have a nice fall in Edmonton, that I'm going to have peas and beans, like maybe until October. So hopefully if the weather holds on, I still will get a few more bowls of beans, which is fantastic. So the root vegetables, of course, in September, they're already ready. They're fine. The potatoes are still in the ground. I don't have to dig them up because the plants are okay still, and the beets are ready. So with the magic of television, this huge mess of dirty vegetables will magically be chopped into bite-sized pieces the next time you see me. Okay, so like I said, with the magic of TV, we're back. The mess is cleared. There's no dirt on the vegetables. They're all chopped up. The only thing about borscht is honestly the prep time does take a while, especially when you're getting things fresh from your garden. This helps. So pour yourself one of these, cut the vegetables, try not to slice your fingers, and this is what you end up with. The other amazing thing about borscht is that it's it's a flexible recipe. I have 4 cups of beets instead of the 3 that I've written below in the recipe. I probably have almost 4 cups of potatoes. I have less beans and carrots simply because of what was in my garden. So I'm going to give you guys a standard recipe below. Feel free to just sort of work with it. You'll see what you end up with. As long as there is enough broth at the end. Come on, seriously? There's always one. There's always one. So as long as you end up with enough broth to vegetable ratio to make you happy. See, I didn't get that many beans and peas. And oh, the peas disappeared. I have maybe 10. The kids found out that I had peas from the garden. They were gone and they didn't make it to the soup. I guess I can't complain. So you throw everything in your crock pot, mix and match, work with the ratios, whatever you like the best. Beets should probably be the highest ratio though. It should be the highest amount. Pour in your beef broth. Oh, it smells so good already. And there you go. So you can see a little bit in there. So you can cook this all day long if you want. If you're going to cook it all day while you're at work, make sure to make bigger pieces. Chop bigger pieces of vegetables. Bigger potatoes, bigger beets. Some people shred their beets. My grandma did. We actually don't like to eat it that way. I like chunky beets instead. I think the reason that she did it is because it cooked faster. Beets take long to cook, a really long time. So this is it. This is how easy it is. You cook this until your beets and potatoes are tender. You top it with sour cream and some dill. I don't put in dill at this step because not everyone likes dill. As a Ukrainian, I don't understand that. But whatever, my husband is Scottish and Irish. He's kind of meh on the dill. Big on the potatoes though. So you cook it. Cook it until it's tender and then you have an incredibly healthy supper. If you're looking for something to match this, check out last week's recipe where I made no knead focaccia bread. So we're going to have all of that tonight. No knead focaccia bread, borscht, and it's a fabulous fall dinner. So I'll come back with the finished product. Okay guys, when your borscht is done, you're going to ladle it up into a bowl. You're going to top it with some sour cream if you want, and then most importantly, you're going to sprinkle it with some dill. Now I don't actually cook it with dill because not everyone in the family likes it. So I load up. If you're lucky, you have fresh dill from your garden, but if it's in the middle of winter, either you're going to have dill that you dried yourself and froze, or you can just use store-bought. So yeah, there you go. Traditional Ukrainian borscht.